All right,
Let
we
me,
are streaming live.
thank you, sir. So with that, I will call the meeting of the Capital Resource Corporation to order. And on the agenda, following the agenda, is there an executive session needed here?
I don't believe so. I think we're good.
Okay, thank you. So the minutes from our April 15th meeting, the day we all paid our taxes. Hopefully. Need a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
I'll second Serene.
Okay, thank you. That is really helpful for Doreen, when you mention your names. Thank you. Okay, any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? I can ask for abstentions. Hearing none, carried. Okay, the financial committee, financial reports.
Nothing to report.
Well, that makes that quick. Okay, old business, anything under old business?
No.
Okay, well, under new business, we all received a copy for the proposed budget. Who would like to go through that, or are there questions?
Yeah, again, just for recall, the Capital Resource Corporation is sort of the nonprofit assistance organization. So this was originally funded through our project fee through a bond we did for Cuca College. So there's usually not a ton of, or not even a ton, there's usually almost no activity in this, within this corporation. So the budgets, as you can see, pretty basic.
Is the agency fee just delayed? Because we're forecasting it for the year that it's going to be below budget.
We have to have we have to have a balanced budget by the state's rules. So we, no, it's just assuming we might get a project that will generate that.
I make a motion to approve the budget.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Is there any other business to bring before our meeting? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hello, this is Serene.
Thank you, Serene. Second, please. Okay,
Second,
thank
Rita.
you. Thank you, Rita. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So that meeting is adjourned. The next meeting on the agenda is the Horizon Economic Development Corporation. So we'll call that meeting to order. An executive session needed here.
Yes, we need one to discuss the financials of a company.
All right. Would someone like to move that, please?
I'll make the motion, Ryan.
I'll
Thank
second.
you.
This is Serene.
Thank
Second,
you.
Serene.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
And carried. All right, we're in executive.
We are now back live.
Okay. We have a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved, Rita.
And a
I'll
second.
This is Serene.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? All right, we're out of executive session. So we'll move on with our agenda. And we'll ask for an approval of the minutes of our September 16th meeting.
So moved. This is Serene.
Thank you. And a second.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Gene,
Finance.
excuse me, one second. Mike LaPerry, you've got the YCC agenda up rather than the Horizon.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. So we'll move into finance committee or finance reports. Doreen?
I have one bill today for $16,000 to Insight Architecture, check number 301. That's all I have to report.
Okay, entertain a motion to accept the finance committee's report.
So moved. Ryan.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Second?
Second,
I'll
Rita.
second.
Thanks, Rita. Questions, comments? Excuse me. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. All right, so now we'll move into our action items, and the first item is the 2021 budget approval. Again, I will ask Steve or whomever to comment on this.
Yeah, again, this one is funded mainly or almost majority of it through the community benefit fund that came as part of the Empire Pipeline. We keep basically half of it. We send half of it on to the towns that the pipeline went through. And it runs basically our entrepreneur loan fund and such. So not too much more in this one. I guess I'll just ask if there's questions. Obviously, the interest income is based off of the loan funds we have outstanding. The benefit fund is self-explanatory. Agency fees are really from basically application fees and such. So that number, we wouldn't get to those agency fees, I don't think, just by application loans alone, or application fees, but with the Business Improvement Fund and some of the DRI awards that are actually going through the Horizon EDC, there's a chance to be a little bit higher. So other than that, I guess I just answer any questions that people may have on it.
I don't really have a question, just I noticed all the different account changes. So this is the new classification conformity that you've been working on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the budget. Rita?
I'll second. Ryan.
You might be muted, Gene.
Okay. I guess if I move that thing, I mute myself. Anyway, if there's no other questions or comments, all in favor
Aye.
and opposed and carried. Okay, we have two loan requests. The first one being for the Switzerland Inn.
Gene, that was I had muted you. We were getting a little bit of feedback while Steve was talking, so you did nothing wrong. It was me.
Thank goodness I'm not losing my mind.
Switzerland Inn LLC is requesting a $100,000 loan. Interest rate would be 2.6%. 5-year term with loan repayments amortized over 10 years. Collateral on the loan would be a mortgage on the property, UCC filing, and a personal guarantee from owner Josh Trombley. This project is to renovate the building, creating a private event space and banquet center on the commercial floor, and 2 new apartments on the second and third floor of the building. They're seeking a motion to approve the loan request for Switzerland Inn LLC.
Could you give the total project cost real quick, Mike?
Total project cost is $250,000.
Thank you.
Okay, entertain a motion then to approve the loan request from Switzerland Inn LLC.
So moved, Rita.
And a second.
I'll second, Serene.
Any questions or comments? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay, the motion is carried. The next item to address is the DeForest Campbell project loan request. Mike?
DeForest Campbell LLC is seeking a $96,000 loan. Interest rate would be 2.6%, 10-year term. Collateral on the project or collateral on the loan would be a mortgage on the property, UCC filing, and personal guarantee for Greg and Lillian DeForest Campbell. They are seeking to purchase the 1897 Beacon House bed and breakfast in Dundee. The loan would help with the acquisition of the building and building property and business. It is a total project of $530,000.
Okay, entertain a motion then to approve this loan request.
I'll make a motion with Serene.
Thanks, Rain. Second, please.
Second, Rita.
Thanks, Rita. Questions, comments, or discussion? Okay, then we'll call for the vote. All in favor? Somebody. Opposed? Any opposed? Abstentions?
Yeah, Ryan abstains.
Okay. All right, so the motion, the loan request is approved. Is there anything else to bring before this meeting? Hearing none, motion to adjourn the meeting.
So
Somebody
moved,
asked.
Rita.
Thanks, Rita.
I'll second, Serene.
Thanks, Reen. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. All right, now we'll move into the third meeting on our agenda, I guess, which is the Finger Lakes Economic Development Center. So I'll call that meeting to order. And as per usual, ask if there's a need for an executive session.
There is, and actually for anyone who's tuning in, this will probably be a fairly extended executive session. We need to go into executive session for a variety of reasons, including the proposed sale and acquisition of property, to discuss matters leading to the appointment of a particular person or persons to the board of directors, and also discussion of the financial history of a company, multiple companies.
Would someone please, or would someone like to make that motion?
So moved. Janice.
Second. Ryan.
Okay. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are in executive session as soon as Michael puts us there.
We are back in video land. Yep. Gene, we're back.
Thank you, sir. I have a motion, please, to come out of executive session.
So moved, Rita.
Then I'll second. Ryan?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
And carried. So we will move on to our next item on our agenda, which would be the adoption or approval, I should say, of our September 16th minutes. Someone like to make that motion, please?
So moved, Rita.
I'll second, Serene.
Thank you. Motion been moved and approved. Any questions or comment, or seconded? Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. Okay. Changes in the agenda.
Yeah, under action items, let's add item 6, pilot amendments.
Okay. Got it? Anything else?
Steve, you've got one amendment, one termination, correct?
Pilot amendment / termination.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, very good. Doreen, our financial report.
Yep, I don't know if anybody had any questions. We had I had checks totaling $35,388.51. That does not include payroll. I apologize that I missed that. Check number I forgot to add that in. Check number 5339 to 5387, and one check for the revolving loan fund. Check number 1279 for $1,261.50.
Okay. I'm not sure what your associates are going to think about missing payroll, but
Well, we got paid, but they just need to be.
I'm kidding. There has to be some levity in these meetings.
Right.
Any, I guess we'll entertain the motion first. Motion to accept the financial report.
I'll make the motion. Ryan?
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. Okay, we got our monthly status reports.
Real quick, Gene, let me back up under the changes in agenda. I'm thinking we also need to add, I don't know what the right title would be.
With respect to the just an agenda item authorizing, if I may interrupt, sorry, Steve.
No, fire away.
The executive staff to continue negotiations with respect to the potential acquisition of certain real property.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So when we get to that point, we'll put it out, it's obviously on the agenda. Just ask if you would please to restate that motion or suggestion.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank
Not a
you.
problem.
Makes it easier for me at least.
Yep.
Okay, so our monthly reports, I almost got right by that. I wouldn't want to miss all. So, Doreen?
The only addition I have is HVAC should be completed on Monday. They just need to come back and wire the thermostat. I have paid them a portion this month, but I've held back most of what we owe them. And they did not get back to me on the price for insulation for the interior part of the ductwork, so that'll be on hold till next month as well. And that's all I have. If anyone's got any questions.
Not hearing any, so Mike?
All right, so real quick update on the county reconnect grant for broadband. They have received their RFI and RFP proposals back for both engineering and design of the infrastructure, as well as solicitation of internet service providers. We have a committee meeting next Thursday to dive into those and really figure out which direction we want to go on the options that we've received so far. Also continuing to work with several companies on straight leaseback applications. Anticipate having a few to finalize next month, as well as a couple new ones to potentially present for initial and public hearing resolutions to begin. And then the building improvement fund is continuing to progress well. We actually received our first project clearance from State Historic Preservation Office. So they just have to finalize their environmental review and then can move toward bidding and eventually construction. All other projects have had their projects submitted to SHPO and environmental reviews underway as well. Any other questions?
Hearing none, we'll ask Michael for an update in his department.
I really don't have any additional updates beyond those that are in the report.
Anyone have any questions about what Michael put in the report? Okay, Steve, please.
I took up a lot of your time in executive session. I will also just answer questions if there are any.
Well, it's expensive, so thank you. If there's no questions, then we will move on to the next things on our agenda, which are some action items. So the first one is the budget. Steve, please.
You hopefully had time to review it. Thanks to Brian and Rita for catching a couple formula errors. You'll see that the forecasted is about as close to a balanced as we can get. We have a proposed net surplus of $1,811. Again, I don't think there's too much in here. The big the thing that probably takes a little bit the most time is really just kind of going through the proposed leased income of Keuka Business Park with the various tenants we have, and Doreen and I spent a lot of time doing that and talking with tenants, so feel pretty comfortable with those figures. So I guess I would just ask if there's any questions on it.
Well, hearing none, then I would, and I guess there could be questions after we entertain a motion. Entertain a motion to approve the budget as submitted.
So moved, Rita.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, all in favor of the budget as presented?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? And carried. We have a budget. Thank you.
Good.
I know there's a lot of work that goes into that, and but hopefully, I'm sure everybody's looked at it, so appreciate it. Okay, we want to amend our policy regarding the administration of agency fees. We're suggesting an amendment.
Yeah, this is just a relatively minor amendment or change from our usual policies here, but as Gene can attest, we have been having to run around quite a bit and get additional signatures when a project sales tax exemption expires. And there's obviously COVID has impacted that. A lot of construction projects got shut down, but for whatever reason, it's not too uncommon to have the original project calendars get extended, and we end up having to need to come to the board for an approval to extend that same sales tax extension for whatever the reasons are, which requires us to run around and have more legal fees and that sort of thing. So we'd like to just amend our current fee policy to where we can actually charge $500 for granting those sales tax extensions. That'll
Does
help
that mean-
cover the cost.
We still have to do all the signing?
We still have to, yeah, it doesn't get you out of the signing. It just,
Right, but there is a cost involved, yes.
that's right.
Okay.
Do we need a motion or just,
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
okay. I would move that we charge that additional fee.
Okay.
I'll second Mrs. Thoreen.
And that fee is going to be $500, correct?
$500. Yep, correct.
Okay, so the motion reflects that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. So now we're moving into some loan requests. First one being Amity Coffee. I guess, Michael, that's you, or Mike, that's you.
Yep, I gotta unmute myself. Amity Coffee LLC is requested a $75,000 loan with a 7-year term. Loan payments would be amortized over 10 years. Interest rate would be 1.0%, and collateral on the loan would be a UCC filing, as well as personal guarantee from Jared Stolfus, Lindsay Stolfus, Bradley Stolfus. The total project cost is $306,000. The loan is to assist in the acquisition of 3 Main Street, as well as renovations to build out the facility to relocate Amity Coffee right down the road from their current location. They're seeking a motion to approve the loan request for Amity Coffee LLC.
Okay. Someone like to move that, please? We can't all be on mute.
So moved. This is Janice.
Second, Rita.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yep, I abstain.
Okay. Motion carries. So we've approved that loan request. The next one is our Bigelow Avenue Holdings.
Yep. Bigelow Avenue Holding LLC is the entity established by Architectural Concrete Plus to own any property purchased. They are purchasing 76 Water Street in Dundee to expand their concrete and general contracting business. They are seeking a $75,000 loan. Interest rate would be 2.6%, term 7 years, collateral being a mortgage on the property, UCC filing, and personal guarantees from majority owners Aaron Moltrup and Robert Hartman. The total project cost is $155,000. We're seeking a motion to approve the loan for Bigelow Avenue Holding LLC.
I'll make the motion. It's mine.
Second?
Second, Rita.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Okay, we got the Indie Soap Company.
Indigo Soap
Go
Company. They're looking to expand their space within Cuca Business Park. They're over in the Seneca building, basically doubling their space. So they are looking for a 2-year lease agreement to rent 2,400 square feet at $750 a month plus $100 a month in utilities.
They have a motion to approve that, to renew that lease with those terms.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second Mrs.
Thank you. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carried. Okay, or some pilot agreement terms
Yeah, it's
need to
need
be amended
a,
or changed.
I don't know if we have to do roll call on this or not.
I just think we need to have the board ratify or memorialize the resolutions that were adopted last month with respect to a pilot termination. Steve, I'll get the name of the two entities intertwined, so maybe you can just correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, the one actually confuses me too. So we had the pilot termination for, I believe, is it, Doreen, correct me if I'm wrong, is that Water Street or Lake Street Wine and Spirits?
Lake Street.
Lake Street Wines and Spirits was the original project name.
All right, so pilot termination of Lake Street Wine and Spirits, and then a pilot amendment pushing forward 1 year in the schedule for Java Gourmet.
And again, this was approved last month. We just have more details as to how we're remedying the fact that there's some residential components to these two projects.
Russ, can we put these in one motion, or do we need to?
I just do two separate motions if that's okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
that's fine.
first one then is to terminate the pilot for Lake Street Wine and Spirits.
Would someone like to move that, please?
So moved, Rita.
Second?
Second,
Thank you.
Serene.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, okay.
I have one, sorry, Gene, I need to abstain from the Lake Street vote.
Okay,
So
excuse me, I should have asked. Okay, so what's carried with the extension? Okay, so our next one is, go ahead, Steve.
We will seek to amend the existing pilot schedule for Java Gourmet, pushing it forward 1 year in the schedule.
Okay, we have a motion to do that.
So moved, Rita.
Second?
Second, Serene.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I will abstain from this one as well.
Okay, thank you. Motion is approved. The next is we need a motion to authorize our
Go ahead.
administration. I guess I'm going to let Ross, if you would, please.
Sure.
We get this correct.
I just need a simple resolution authorizing the executive staff, Steve and Mike, and council to negotiate in connection with the potential acquisition of certain real property.
Doreen, you have that all written down, I'm sure. Would someone like to move that, please?
So moved, Rita.
In a second.
A second, Serene.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried.
I will abstain on this. I don't know that I necessarily have to, but I would prefer to do it that way.
Understood. So the motion is carried with one abstention. Other things for the agenda?
Believe it or not, no. That we covered a lot of ground. Appreciate everyone's time.
I do have one, and this is, and it has to do with the fact that both Rita and I are leaving the board at the end of the year, and we're both officers. And historically, we elect officers in January, and sometimes that goes quite a long ways into the year. I'd like to suggest that we consider electing officers with their terms to become effective as of January 1st, so that the organization is not without a chair or vice chair for at least 2 or 3 weeks of the year. It's not anything we have to do right this minute. Maybe other people don't feel that way, but I just think that for continuity and better organization, et cetera, that it makes sense to do this.
I agree.
Okay. Well, that being the case, we'll certainly be looking for people to to fill the officers' positions is in addition to folks to fill the board terms. But I think it might be fair to say that it would be highly unlikely that somebody just joining the board would take an officer's position. And there's certainly lots of opportunities for all board members and new board members to serve on committees. So we will work on that. And Steve, I'm not sure who's responsible for setting up a meeting of the personnel committee, but we should do that as well.
Will do.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
A second?
Second, Rita.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
rest of the week.